So, okay, dude, Alex, I brought you here today to talk to you about a show called Agatha All Along. And now, before we talk about that, I just want to bring something up. You know, I have never watched Dragon Ball. I've
What?
never, I've never finished it, and I've been watching it as a little pet project here with Brooke. So we're going through and we're watching it. And last night we get to the part where Goku and Tien are fighting, and I know
Whoa.
at some point Piccolo is going to come into the thing, and I don't know. I know the show ends with him being the final boss of Dragon Ball, but I didn't really know what that was going to look like. So we're sitting there, Brooke's sitting there, Ashley's sitting there, and Ashley's just jumping in on some random episode. And she's like, "Oh, that guy's cute. Look at him. He looks like Charlie Brown. He's adorable." And Brooke's sitting there. She's like, "Yeah, that's Krillin. That's his best friend. They've been together their whole
What are
lives."
you? She was talking about
Yeah.
Tien.
So, well, no, because they were fighting in this tournament. It was Goku and Tien fighting. We're watching this episode, and Ashley is saying, "Oh, that guy is cute. And he looks like Charlie Brown." And Brooke was explaining to her, like, "Oh, that's Krillin. They've been together forever. Yada yada yada." And then they're going out to eat afterwards with Tien, and everything's all happy and fun. And then suddenly, Goku's like, "Oh, I forgot my Dragon Ball and my staff. Let me go get it." And then Krillin jumps in and says, "No, I'll go back." And then it pauses on Krillin and plays a little dramatic "da-da-ding," and Ashley looks over, she's like, "What's gonna happen?" That's not good. And then Krillin starts walking out the door, and then it plays like a sad song as he's walking away, and Brooke's like, "Dad, what's going on?" I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. What are
Oh
they
my
gonna do
goodness.
here?" And then the next thing you see, they're sitting there at dinner, and everyone's sitting at the dinner table just eating, and Goku's like, "Yeah, this isn't right. Krillin should be back by now." And then you hear Krillin scream his name in his head, and he bolts out the door and finds him dead. And they're like, "Oh my god, I didn't, I didn't know it was gonna happen like that."
Yeah.
And then
So
dude, it just blew my mind because we're sitting there and they're talking, and then they start introducing the Demon King Piccolo. And the next episode was kind of scary. Brooke is sitting there, she's like, "Ooh, what is this? This guy's kind of bad. Where did he come from?" I'm like, "I don't know. I've never seen this." So
so I'm trying to remember because it's been a while since I watched Dragon Ball. Do you remember that scene happening? Is Goku fighting Demon King Piccolo or is he fighting
yes,
Piccolo Jr.?
Demon King Piccolo.
Okay.
So I,
Um
I think I know what happens. Like, I think Goku beats him, and
mhm.
then he spits out the egg, and then Z is when you see Piccolo Jr.
Mm, no, because Z starts with Piccolo so Goku fights Piccolo Jr. at a World's Martial Arts tournament.
Okay. So then
Yeah,
that's probably how
spoiler.
it ends,
So
and
that's
then we
the
go into
end of
Z.
Dragon Ball.
Okay. Yeah, she was
Um,
like, "Dad, I think I know who this is. I think I know Piccolo." I'm like, "Ah, you don't know Piccolo." So then she had me Google it, and I showed her Piccolo from Z, and she's like,
yeah,
"Oh, no, that's not the right one."
it's so funny because maybe because you talked to me about Dragon Ball a while ago, I just started watching Dragon Ball. I watch like one or two episodes a night when I get home from work.
Yeah,
So I'm just really into it, like Emperor Pilaf arc and stuff. But
it's
yeah,
fun.
no,
That's
it's
That's
good.
why haven't been watching Golden Boy, because I've been watching this in my spare time, and, we got through it, like, the middle's kinda boring. It's like, I don't care about all the red ribbon garbage, but then when you
Really?
start to get, yeah, because it's like you get so much of it, you have all the different emperors, and it's like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
I have to see another general, General Blue, General Red, General Black," like, I get it,
Yeah.
but
Uh, um, what's his name? What's the assassin? Um,
Tao.
Assassin Tao. He kills him with the tongue strike.
Yeah, and then the way they tied all that in too, which, we don't have to keep going on about Dragon Ball, but, it's amazing how they tied that in. I didn't know how, Roshi was related to the Crane Hermit. They both had the same master. He did the Mafuba on Demon King Piccolo. I'm like, I didn't know any of this. This is all new to me. I didn't know Tien was with the Crane Hermit.
Yeah.
All of that was new. Amazing. I'm really enjoying it now. But yeah, I saw that and it was just funny because me, Ashley, and Brooke were sitting there, we were all shocked. Holy crap, Krillin's dead. So yeah.
Yeah, and
But anyways,
there's rules with the Dragon Balls. You can only bring them. You cannot bring someone back from the dead more than once. I think so. Like if they die, you can bring them back, but if they die again, you're not supposed to be able to bring them back.
yeah, I don't remember how they introduced that rule because right now I don't think anyone has died twice. So this is the
Right.
first time Krillin dies, and I guess that's why it's that much more impactful on Namek when he dies and he can't be wished back, and that's when Goku snaps. Ah,
Yeah. Yeah. Um, which is great. I love Dragon Ball. It is a kid show, and they don't take themselves too seriously because it's like kind of a comedy. Like, so, but Dragon Ball does kind of shoot itself in its foot with the Dragon Balls because, like, someone died, bring him back to life. You know, like
yeah. After a while, don't they get it expanded? Like then they can be wished back twice, or
it's
they get three
infinite
wishes.
amount. It's
Yeah,
like, yeah, like the Namekian Dragon Balls forever can like bring back. So like the Earth Dragon Balls can bring back. I think uh, it, a, however many people you want. Like everyone on Earth is dead, you can bring back everyone back to Earth one time. The Namekian Dragon Balls was like it was you can only bring back one person at a time,
yeah,
but you can bring back as many. So what happened was when they got the Namekian Dragon Balls to Earth, they had to wait, and it's also a 3 month cool off, I think, instead of a 1 year. So
yeah.
they and you get three wishes instead of one.
But
So
that's because their elder is like stronger or whatever, has
no,
more
because
energy to
there was
put
a
into the
new
balls,
no,
right?
because there was a new elder, I think, or maybe well, I can't remember. But
Because
yes,
I
there
think
was.
that's what it does is you have the old guy, he
Yeah,
gives the powers to
Ginyu or not
Dende.
Ginyu, Guru.
Yeah, Guru. And then when
Uh,
he dies, he gives his powers to Dende. And I think that makes it stronger or whatever because they're like transferring their energy
I,
or whatever. But
I don't know, but but like, but yeah. So it's just like it's just they kind of like take some of the seriousness away from it just because of that, and like or the direness, like. But it's whatever.
I was
So
telling Garrett today, he didn't realize because the timeline for Dragon Ball is like Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and then GT. But Super is before GT, and Dayama is before Super, and Super doesn't have an ending, and neither does Dayama. So it's like we're getting all this stuff, and nothing is like ending. We don't know how anything ties into each other. So he's like, "So you mean that Super Saiyan Blue is before Super Saiyan 4?" I'm like, "Yeah, technically it is." 'Cause, Oob is only so old in Super, and Oob is much older in GT, so I guess it could be different timelines, but I don't know
is
if I buy
Uben
that.
super? I don't remember. I
He
don't.
is.
Oh,
He was born in Super, like, after the first tournament, like, the first Universal tournament,
oh,
you
okay.
find out that he was born, and then I think later he's, like you see him, like, as a young child in the village, but he doesn't really do anything.
I wish that they would have like this is God, we could talk about Dragon Ball Z for hours. This could be the whole episode. So
Oh,
I
god.
just saw this thing where, and I think this is genius. So they should have stuck with Gohan as the main character. Me and you have talked
Oh,
about that
yeah.
multiple times. But someone pointed out it would have been really cool because Cell was able to create Cell Juniors, right? And I
Yeah.
guess in the manga there are androids. 17 has like an island refuge, like for animal sanctuary, and on it there are Cell Juniors, but they don't grow up or
Yeah.
anything. But I think would have been really
Interesting.
cool at the end. So like when Gohan is having his final showdown with Cell, like that blast attack, or when he has the one arm, and right before it's like Cell realizes like, oh shit, I'm going to die. He shoots out a Cell Junior, and that Cell Junior flies away, and then that Cell Junior grows up and is like a blue Cell adult, and it confronts Gohan as an adult, and then you just repeat the Piccolo arc,
Yeah. That
and
would
then
have been a
you
much better way to do a Cell Max than the way that they did it.
yeah, I
This guy survived the whole time. He was hiding, growing up, and now
Yeah.
he's here.
Yeah, and you could have had it where it's like because Cell like was so desperate and like didn't have a ton of power that like when Cell Jr. was born, he was actually very weak. So that's why he had to go into hiding and stuff. He's like I realized I had no power. Maybe he went into like maybe he like went into like the larvae
Hibernation or
form.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like something where
Reverted.
it's like I had to like go into hiding for like a decade, and like now that I've come out, I'm here to seek my revenge. And then you have like that Cell Max stuff that would have been great because and then Boo shows up, and then Cell's like, all right, let's put our pettiness aside. I'll help you take down Boo, and
Yeah.
then it's like full circle, like you know, Piccolo to Goku, Cell to Gohan.
Yeah, yeah, that would have been awesome. And then because it kinda continues the whole lineage of, like, because that's something you see a lot in Dragon Ball too, where it's like he befriends all of his enemies and brings them back. So that really would fit well too, because it's like, okay, maybe not Frieza, but, you could do Cell that way, and then Boo eventually you could turn, just like what we saw, but yeah,
I I
great
do
show.
like. I wonder if they're gonna. I'm sure they're gonna do another Universe of Power tournament, and so I guess there's. I don't know if you. I don't read the manga. Like, there's a Dragon Ball Z manga, and like they're doing stuff about this guy named Gas and Granola and stuff, and I guess
Yeah.
they're super powerful, and I
Well,
guess there's like
that's
a
the thing.
like a
That's what
Frieza
makes me
Black.
so mad, 'cause they're doing that, right? They did the gas, they did Frieza Black, they did all that, but then now they've just abandoned it to do
Oh,
Dayama. Like, why are you not they're not animating any of it into the anime, Granola, Gas, all of Moro, all of that stuff, none
oh,
of
is
it is coming to
is
the
super
anime.
is super done?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they just ended it. All of the cool stuff they introduced, Piccolo with the golden form, Gohan Beast, all of that, no, never gonna see it. You're not gonna see Vegeta go Ultra Ego. You're never gonna see Goku go full mastered UI. It's everything's staying in the manga. They're done with the anime. They're not even finishing the manga, and they're gonna do Dayama now.
Really,
Bullshit. Yeah.
I thought Diamo was just like a side project.
From what I've heard, it's like Super is on extended hiatus. It's like done. I haven't heard anything saying that they're gonna come back, revisit eventually. Nothing.
But here, all right, I do have to say one thing though is like love love Dragon Ball Z, grew up with it and stuff. At some point though, they have to restart. They have to restart because the power levels was like Vegeta during Vegeta before he could even go Super Saiyan, before he went to Namek, he could blow up a planet with ease. He had
Yeah.
like a power level of 10,000, just nuke a planet, no problem. Because you see him doing that on the way to Earth. And maybe that's not canon, but like he had, um, but even when they got to Namek, Frieza could blow up a planet with ease, and that is 100% canon. And that was power
Right.
level one, as like 1 million or something. Um, or and then he got and then his final form was 100 million, and then Goku's Super Saiyan was 150 million, and then those numbers are just fucking meaningless. And now they're Super
Yeah.
Saiyan gods, and their punches can shake the universe, but somehow it doesn't blow up the planet and
Yeah,
stuff.
I like how
So
they say that, and they're like, "Yeah, just Goku and Beerus fighting is strong enough to tear the fabric of reality." But then
yeah,
somehow you can go way past that and have like Jiren and Goku and all of these other people and Broly and everyone else fighting at these crazy levels, and not everything's fine. They don't have to stop the fight. They don't have to worry about the fabric of reality ripping apart. They're like, "Yeah,
right.
it's fine."
So, so like that's where like I think it's funny where like Gurren Lagann was like, yeah, fuck it, we're gonna be fighting with galaxies and
Yeah.
stuff, and but I have to say is like that's the problem with power creep with like a lot of shows and stuff, and I
Oh
think
yeah.
Marvel has that problem now where they're like we've like escalated the conflict to the level of a universal threat. The only thing higher is multiversal threat, and like their multiverse isn't doing great. And now they have to like you have to like so everything's way up here. You have to like focus it back down. Like
Right.
make it just a human threat. Like this person's life in danger, save this person, become a hero. And then that hero then saves a town. Then he saves a city. Then he saves a country. Then he saves the world. Like slowly build up. But at some point you get so big, you get to like crunch it back down, hard reset. So I think that's really good with like the Diama. I haven't really watched any of it, but I've seen a little, like I've seen clips of it and stuff. So
I almost want them to do something where they just come in and say, "All right, let's go ahead and let's do a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood story of Dragon Ball. Do it that way, retell it, tighten it all up, make everything make sense." He doesn't forget about the tales halfway through
yeah,
the Dragon Ball
I thought
Z.
he well he just got I thought he just got tired of drawing them. I think that was the
Yeah,
thing.
he got
He
tired of
forgets a lot of
drawing
shit.
'em, whatever, he changes his mind so often with all this stuff, it's like, "Yeah, now we got,
I
all
think
these different Super Saiyan grades, now it's just Super Saiyan 2, now it's Super Saiyan 3, sometimes you got the lightning, sometimes you don't have the lightning."
Oh yeah, I think. Well, I think. Well, also remember in Dragon Ball, going back, Master Roshi blew up the moon, and he was just a
Yeah,
human, and like so he had that power. I like forgot, but yes, I think they just have to just I don't know restart or just tell like jump like 1,000 years in the future, new like
yeah,
same universe, new characters, have like flashbacks to like now. So now like Goku is like the legend or like the myth and stuff. I don't know. Have him stay dead.
yeah. I think there's a way they could redo it, but honestly, I'm at this point, I'm not even looking forward to Diama. I might just, like, wait until me and Brooke get through everything, and then we'll watch Diama together.
Mhm.
'Cause at this point, it's like, I felt so burned with Super when it first came out, it was so bad,
Did
and
you
then you
finish
finally
all
watch it.
Super?
I think I've watched all of the anime, yeah, but then, like I said, it's been done for so long, and then now they finally announced they're done with the manga, so it's like, yeah, there's really nothing more for me here. I guess I could go read all that, but
Right.
I don't know, I kinda wanted to see it as a show, just like all the other ones, but
Well, no.
yeah, what a bummer.
When you finish, you can start on this great anime that I know of that will never finish. They'll never let you down. It's just boundless joy. And it's One Piece.
Yeah, yeah, honestly, I've been thinking about that more and more. I might do it after I
I
finish Dragon Ball.
Yeah. If Brooklyn likes Dragon Ball, she's going to love One Piece. It is funny. It is the action's great and the storytelling's good, and I think it has a great start for kids.
Okay. Now, what do you think the show is like as it evolves? So, like, my biggest concern with doing Dragon Ball with her now is that we're gonna get to Z, and I don't think she's ready for that, so I still might wait a couple more years before she starts seeing everybody, like, brutally murdered on screen and beat up and
That's a good point. I thought you already watched Z. I thought you were just
no,
throwing parenting out the window. I
no.
I
We have
thought I was like,
only we've only watched Dragon Ball, and that's it. The worst thing that happens in that is, like, Launch has the gun and, like, shoots it in the air.
yeah.
But
Well, Bulma shoots Goku, but that doesn't do
yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Um, maybe don't watch. Maybe don't watch One Piece with Brooklyn because there's so early on. Uh, there's a guy like hung up. Zoro's hung up like this, and he's been starved out for days. That's not too bad. Um, I'm trying to think.
I really wanna watch Z with her, but I kind of like, we've gotten to the point where it's just like, if she's not ready for something, I just tell her, like, "Look, you're not ready yet. One day.
Yeah.
Right now, not
So
ready."
there's a scene in One Piece where Nami's like stabbing her arm, and there's blood, and it's a knife, and it's pretty gory. For a kid,
Sure, sure.
so maybe hang
I'll
up.
definitely save that as she gets older. I could maybe do
Yeah,
it with her
I think
then, but
Or One Piece is so good. I highly recommend. And I know like everyone's like it's too long. It's like, and I understand it is, and it's not for everyone. So if you don't like it, that's fine. I love it, and I encourage anyone to watch it.
yeah, so I don't know. I just saw that and I'm like, dude, I told Garrett the same thing today too. I'm like, man, I just was not expecting Krellin to go out like this. And I knew, like, I guess I knew it happened. Like he died at some point before because that's why Goku flipped out when he went Super Saiyan. But
Yeah.
man, just watch like
Well, he
you're
gets his,
watching
like,
Dragon Ball
neck
now.
broken, doesn't he?
They no, he's just laying there dead. So it's really like Goku gets there and finds him gone, and that's just it. But like either watch that scene after we get off this call and see just how dramatic the tone shifts just in that one 5-minute clip, or wait till you get to that
Right.
part in the show naturally. But yeah, crazy. All right. That's all we have for today. Thanks for watching our little Dragon Ball discussion. Until next time, I'll see you later. Goodbye.